Hello everybody, welcome to a new video of mine. In this one I'm going to be giving you a guide, general tips and tricks of things that you should be doing when you're thieving in Elf City to improve your experience per hour. As always, if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you. You can always PM me in-game. My username is PandaForce. And if you don't want to do that, you could find me in the Clan Quark clan chat, and if I'm online, I will be there. But getting right into it, I want to show you the preset that I use when I'm thieving. So if I just open up the bank and go to my presets, you see, of course, I've got the exoskeleton suit. What this does is it very drastically reduces the chance of a clan catching you, which just, of course, makes it so you have to hop clans less and can stay at the higher experience clans longer, which is always a good thing. If you have the Black Ibis gear from Pyramid Plunder, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 99% certain that those bonuses will be applied to your exoskeleton suit if you've gotten them. So it's not like you're trying to pick one over the other and see which one's best. The exoskeleton suit will always be the better one because it applies both bonuses. I also have the Ring of Wealth. I'm pretty sure there isn't a better ring that you can be using, but this generally, I'm assuming, would increase my loot or give me better drops from pickpocketing. Again, it's not like you can really go wrong by using it. It's not going to hurt you, and I don't think there's anything better you can be using. If you know if it helps or not, leave a comment, and I'll throw an annotation on top of the video and make sure to tell people whether it does or not. I use the Ardoin or Ardoon cloak because this also reduces your chance of getting caught while pickpocketing. I find it very helpful. You can ignore the Saradomin Hiss and Christmas Scythe. Those are just things that I like to wear around because I like them. They have absolutely nothing to do with pickpocketing. And I like to use the Dwarven Instinct aura typically because I find if I'm going to be thieving for a while, it's a great time to use up the aura. Other auras that would be great to use would be the 5-finger discount aura if you have it. That'll reduce your chance of getting caught while pickpocketing again. I don't know if it does anything like double or triple loot, and I don't think that's even possible at Elf City to begin with, but it would help you stay at the higher experience clans longer, which is always a good thing. I can say I also have a teleport crystal. These can be used to teleport around to every single one of the clans in the Elf City. If you don't have any, they're very quick to get. All you have to do is kill the elves at the elf camp just southwest of the Elf City, or in Ledia, and you can get them pretty quickly. It's not like you're going to be spending days trying to get them. You can get a lot very quickly, so it's not like you're wasting time that you should be spending thieving and that, oh, maybe if I do this, then overall I'm going to be losing experience. No, they help you so much and you can get them so quickly. You can even recharge them with Illunid in the Ithil clan of the Elf City. I'll show where that is later in this video. But they're very beneficial. I highly recommend them. I actually have several of them myself. You can see I have including the one in my inventory, I have 29, which is, of course, more than you need, but can't have too many. And I think they're very helpful. But getting into things like the rotation of the order of the clans that you should be pickpocketing from, this is the thing that I think controls your experience rate more than anything. Of course, the higher level experience clans give more experience than the lower level clans, so you want to spend as much time with these clans as you can and as little time with these ones as you can. Now, when you get caught from a clan, there's a 20-minute timer until you can pickpocket from that clan again. At least it was 20 minutes when the Elf City came out. I'm not sure if it's changed. I highly doubt it has. But that typically means that you can go through 4 clans, maybe 5 or 6, before you have to rotate back around again. So Ioworth, Ithil, and Kadarn, you typically won't be pickpocketing from, assuming that you're 98 or 99 and you can pickpocket from the highest level clans. I'm assuming most people that are pickpocketing at the Elf City are going for a 120 or 200 million experience. Again, if you're just going for 99, then that's great. Do whatever suits you. I personally am going for 200 million experience right now. I got 120 in early December, and I've been pickpocketing in the Elf City since late September. I haven't really stopped to do very much else. It's just something I really enjoy. I find it it is very AFK, and because of that I just enjoy it. But anyway, I'm going to pop up on the screen this gives you how much experience you would normally get and how much you would get when the Voice of Saren is active. And this is something you need to be considering going through your rotation of clans when you're pickpocketing. Because, say, Heffen has the Voice of Saren, that'll give more experience than the Myler clan. And so that's, I mean, obviously I don't expect anyone to memorize all of these numbers or, of course, memorize which ones are better than which under Voice of Saren, but typically you want to be focusing on the higher level clans, maybe even going down to Treharn, and then focusing whatever clans have the Voice of Saren. And typically that will be netting you the most experience per hour, assuming you're only doing 4 or 5 clans. Sometimes you might need to go into a 6th because you've been caught so many times that happens, but I'm actually going to leave a link to, I'm going to screenshot this, this notepad and leave a link to it in the description if you want to save that for yourself or just have this to look at. I got all of these numbers from the RuneScape Wikia, so I'm like 99% certain that they're all very accurate. But it's just important to know, well, what clans you should be focusing on and everything along those lines. But anyway, going into other things that you can be doing to benefit your experience rate is using different familiars. You can be using Clan Avatar, of course, which will give you a 6% experience boost if it's near you, within 10 steps, and a 3% boost if it's on the same world as you. That's what I prefer to use. I find that much more beneficial than really anything else. Other things you can use include an Abyssal Lurker pouch and the Cheeky Monkey follower from, let's see if I can find it. The Cheeky Monkey follower from, I believe it was Super September, or it was no, it wasn't Super September, it was the event in May. But what this does is it actually makes it, I don't think a lot of people know about this, and I didn't until recently, is that once a minute it will like absorb your failed pickpocket, which of course can make you stay at a higher level clan for much, maybe not much longer, but it certainly does help if you don't have or don't want to use either of the other 2 familiars I mentioned. Then this is definitely something that if you have it, you could be using. Again, I talked earlier about Illunid. This is where you can go to recharge your teleport crystals as you use them up. As you can see, Amlad has the Voice of Saren and Treharn. Amlad is a higher level clan, so that's where I'm going to go right now, just so I'm getting some experience while I'm talking about all of this. Another thing you can be doing, because pickpocketing at the Elf City is very AFK, is that you can turn on your sound effects, assuming that you're going to be in another tab doing other things, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or just anything, really. Maybe you're doing homework. But this is something that you can do for really any skill that has a sound effect like woodcutting. You can hear the sound effect when you're actually gaining experience and doing the skill itself, but once you stop, you'll notice that the sound effect stops, which obviously. But if you have sound effects on and you really want to be paying attention without paying attention, if that makes sense, like not paying attention to your screen, but still paying attention to when you're pickpocketing through the audio, that's something you can do. So that way you can hop back to your RuneScape tab and make sure that you're clicking on another elf and gaining experience again like that. And I'm actually going to demonstrate the Abyssal Lurker pouch right now. I'm just going to teleport to the Tower of Voices because there's a bank closer and I don't want to run all the way down to the bank in Ithel. I actually bought an Abyssal Lurker pouch. I've never actually used one for pickpocketing, and I don't think I've ever summoned one at all unless there was like a task that required it. So this is going to be a learning experience for you and me. But as you can see, when you summon the Abyssal Lurker and you use the scroll, the Abyssal Stealth Scroll, it does give you a visible boost as opposed to an invisible boost. What the difference is like, say you're using a Lava Titan. When you have a Lava Titan summoned, that gives you an invisible +8 mining boost. What an invisible boost does is that it boosts how well you do the skill, so your mining efficiency will be better, but it doesn't boost what you can do. So say you're like, So say you're like 80 mining or so, and you use an Abyssal Titan, you won't be able to mine Runite ore, which requires 85 mining. But when you're using an Abyssal Lurker scroll, the Abyssal Stealth Scroll, you can pickpocket from clans that you normally couldn't. So if you're not quite 99 yet, this is very beneficial familiar and scrolls to be using. If you are 99 and you just want that extra efficiency in not getting caught as much, it's another thing you can use. Again, I find much more use out of the clan avatar, personally, because I think the experience boost is better than not getting caught, and also just because I don't want to buy the scrolls. I think it just kind of makes sense in both regards. And other than that, I think I've explained everything pretty well. I don't really know what else to talk about. Again, this rotation of what clans to be doing over others is probably the most important thing. Or do you want to be focusing Myler, Kerwis, and Heffen, and whatever clans have the Voice of Saren, just kind of going down from there. Typically, I would start at Myler, and then after that, I would go. I mean, that's assuming that one of the lower clans has the Voice of Saren. If we want to talk about like the math, the Voice of Saren will boost up we'll say the ranking of the clan, right? If we have Iorth ranked in 8th and last, and it gets the Voice of Saren, then all of a sudden it's equivalent to Heffen, which is 3rd, right? So it boosts it up by 5. Of course, the higher level, because Voice of Saren is a 20% experience boost, the higher level clans obviously benefit more from it. So it isn't like an exact science, not exact math. It isn't an exact way of calculating it to just think, oh, it makes it about 5 better. But it's kind of like one way to think about it. Again, no one's going to memorize all of these numbers and know which ones are specifically better than which, especially because you're going to be rotating through 4 or 5, maybe even 6 clans, depending on how much you get caught. So typically you would just do the higher level clans, whichever ones have the Voice of Saren, and then repeat. Of course, focusing on whichever ones give the most experience first. That way, whenever they forget about your pickpocketing, you can immediately teleport back there and start pickpocketing from them again. And I don't really have anything else to say in this video. If you have any questions about... Actually, I lied. I'm going to talk a little bit about Thieving loot that I've accumulated. I think the last time that I sold my loot was around, I want to say 85 million experience. I don't think it was 75. I'm pretty sure I hit 85, and then I figured I was just going to go to 120 and then sell after that, but I never did. Most of this loot you see down here is from pickpocketing. Some of it isn't. Like some of the planks I've gotten from Treasure Hunter. A lot of the logs I've gotten from Treasure Hunter. Some of them have been from like Triskelion keys, or from Coadin, from the daily free logs you get after the Elite Elf tasks, or again from Treasure Hunter. Same with some of the ores. I've gotten those from other things, not solely just pickpocketing. The Dragonstones have been mostly from using my aura while pickpocketing, but again, not everything has been from pickpocketing, but most of it has been. So this will kind of give you an idea of how much loot you can accumulate over time. And I've actually picked up a lot of extra of the musician's outfit and a lot of the extra simple pieces, just because of course, most people that are working on thieving probably aren't going to go for 200 mil, so you're not going to have all of those stacking up in your bank. I just think it's kind of funny to see the giant stacks. But at that, I'm just going to end this video. I don't really have anything to say. I don't want to keep rambling about it like I feel myself doing now. If you have any questions, I told you how to get in contact with me. Just leave a comment and I will respond to you. You can thank Meek. He's my buddy from World 103. He suggested I make this guide, so if this helped you, then shout out to him. And other than that, I wish you the best of luck with your thieving goals. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay happy, and I'll see you in my next video.